Chapter 61 The Gatekeeper Grandpa. You are listening at novelfull.audio. They chatted for a bit, then Long Outyan turned and left. Gu Xiao pondered for a moment, then stepped forward. Senior brother's right, she said softly. You can't be careless. Heading to the Kung Fu Pavilion to pick up some new techniques is definitely a good call. Jiang Daoxin nodded in agreement. Princess, aren't you going? He asked, puzzled. Gu Xiao turned to him and shook her head slightly. I've got my own skills. What inner disciples learn won't really help me. Jiang Daoxin understood immediately that she meant the Xianqing sect skills were seen as superior. Actually, Jiang Chen wasn't all that interested in the Kung Fu Pavilion either. After all, he had his system's opportunity store. As long as he had enough points, he'd never be short on skills. After a few more words, Gu Xiao said goodbye to Jiang Chen and the others and headed back to her cave. Once she was gone, Jiang Yu turned to Jiang Chen. Nothing else going on, he said. Let's check out the Kung Fu Pavilion. Huh? Jiang Chen looked surprised. Jiang Yu had absorbed the Emperor's remnant soul, so he shouldn't be hurting for skills. Before coming to Xianqing sect, Jiang Yu had even left a bunch of skills for the family, some as high as mid-grade Xian level. Yet inner disciples could only access Xian level primary martial arts at best. Seeing Jiang Chen's confusion, Jiang Yu said, don't underestimate the Xianqing sect. It's been around a long time. It's gotta be more than it seems. Jiang Chen shrugged. If you say so, let's go take a look. So, the three of them headed toward the Kung Fu Pavilion. About 15 minutes later, they arrived in front of a magnificent building. People were constantly coming and going, mostly fresh faces, so it was easy to tell they were new students. Looking around at the small crowd, Jiang Yu commented, not a lot of people. Seems like that secret realm Long Outyan mentioned is a big deal. The sects pulled a ton of disciples over there. Jiang Chen nodded in agreement. On the way, they'd mostly run into new students. Not many veterans around. Jiang Daoxin looked around curiously, taking in the sights. Finally, they reached the entrance to the building. Ahem. Just as they approached, someone coughed. Jiang Chen looked around and spotted an old man with white hair, lounging in a wooden chair, basking in the sun. The old man slowly stood up, the chair creaking. He glanced at Jiang Chen and his companions. Wanna enter the Kung Fu Pavilion? Register over here. They walked over. At the same time, Jiang Chen used the system's exploration interface to check out the old man. Name, Chen Tianxian. Cultivation, 7th level of breaking the void realm. Current dilemma, damaged state of mind during cultivation has caused a bottleneck, preventing a breakthrough. What? Jiang Chen was taken aback. Fantasy novels don't lie. The old gatekeeper really is a big shot. Never thought I'd meet a shattering void realm expert here. Though surprised, Jiang Chen kept his cool. Under Chen Tianxuan's guidance, they registered. Chen Tianxian glanced at their tokens. I'm Chen Tianxian. Just call me Mr. Chen. Inner disciples can only go to the 3rd level of the Kung Fu Pavilion and can only choose 2 martial arts or techniques at a time. Got it? He looked at them expectantly. Understood, they replied in unison. Good. Chen Tianxian smiled, then settled back into his chair, eyes closed, as if asleep. The three looked at each other and headed inside. As soon as he entered the building, Jiang Chen smelled sandalwood and felt a constant breeze. The first floor was huge, with counters lining the passageways, filled with books. The three split up and started exploring. Jiang Chen didn't really need any techniques, so he wasn't in a rush to go to the 2nd level. He wandered around on the 1st floor, learning from Chen Tianxian that 1st level skills cost 50 points, 2nd level cost 100, and 3rd level cost 200. Iron Mountain Palm is a low-grade Huang level skill. Master it and your palms become like iron, strong enough to shatter mountains and rocks. Exhalation Technique is a low-level Huang level skill. Master it and you can completely suppress your breath, entering a state of suspended animation. Mountain Sword Technique, Huang Jie's low-grade technique. After wandering around a bit, Jiang Chen headed to the second level, where the skills were a bit higher quality. The lowest was Huang level middle grade. The area was smaller than the first floor, and the wooden cabinets were only half as numerous. After looking around for a bit, Jiang Chen lost interest again and headed for the third level. Several people on the second floor, who were busy choosing exercises, watched him go with envy. Just as he arrived at the entrance to the third floor, Jiang Chen's token started to vibrate. A crack appeared in a closed light curtain, just big enough for him to pass through. Without hesitation, Jiang Chen stepped inside. The third floor surprised him. The decor was similar to the first two, except that, in addition to books, there were a lot of jade talismans. Each talisman recorded a kind of martial art or technique. There were about 50 talismans, all placed on a wooden stand. Besides the talismans, there were about 40 books and several animal bones on the bottom shelf of the wooden frame. Although there wasn't much on the third floor, the room was much bigger than the first floor, making it feel empty. Chapter 62 Monkey Steals Peach Technique. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After thinking about it for a bit, Jiang Chen walked over to the wooden cabinet, his eyes checking out the jade talismans. Gotta say, these third-level martial arts are pretty sweet. Even the lowest grade is top tier, and there are tons of mysterious ones. Tap tap star, footsteps behind him. Jiang Chen spun around. A guy was heading his way when he saw Jiang Chen. The guy looked surprised, then his face turned dark. It was Su Tian, the dude from the Tianjin Association. He shot Jiang Chen a look and went to the other side without a word. He started browsing, real serious. Jiang Chen felt the hostility from Su Tian and frowned, a little confused. Tap tap star, more footsteps. Jiang Daoxin walked in, smiling when he spotted Jiang Chen. Hey, second brother, he said. Didn't expect to see you up here so quick. Find anything good? Jiang Chen shook his head. What about big brother? Did he pick something? He's still on the second floor. Doesn't seem interested in coming up. He grabbed some martial arts book, but apparently it's just a fragment. Jiang Daoxin scratched his head, puzzled. Back at the Jiang house, Jiang Yu was showing off a bunch of high-grade techniques. Now he picked some low-rent fragment. Jiang Chen knew better. His big brother was something else. He must have his reasons for choosing that busted martial arts book. Jiang Chen turned to Jiang Daoxin. Don't sweat it. Go check out these moves. See if anything grabs you. Jiang Daoxin nodded and went to the next cabinet. Su Tian glanced at him, then went back to his careful browsing. Jiang Chen scanned around again for a while. He walked to the left side of the counter, slowly looking over the jade talismans. As time went on, more and more people showed up on the third floor. Seeing the sudden crowd, Jiang Daoxin came over to Jiang Chen. Hey, second brother, these dudes look like freshmen. I don't remember there being this many when I signed up. No big deal. Xianqing sect recruits in waves. There are 4 dorm areas. If you lump them all together, it'll be packed. Jiang Daoxin nodded, understanding. There's nothing here I need. I'm gonna hit up the resource center next door. Wanna come? Go ahead. I'll catch up later. Jiang Daoxin nodded and headed for the exit. After Jiang Daoxin left, Jiang Chen focused on the wooden shelf. Remnant Shadow Step, low-grade Xian level. Maxes out your speed by 3 times and throws out afterimages to confuse your opponent, can create up to 3 afterimages. Jiang Chen read the description and put it back. No interest. 9-layer wave ruler, low-grade Xian level. Monkey Stealing Peach Technique, a Xian level. After checking out the details on Monkey Stealing Peach Technique, Jiang Chen grimaced. He couldn't believe Xianqing sect would have such a low-rent skill. As Jiang Chen put the martial arts back, a voice spoke up. Yo, you not using this martial arts? Can I take a look? Jiang Chen turned to see a skinny dude. Not exactly handsome, but easy on the eyes. He had this sparkle in his eyes. Too smart guy. Jiang Chen shook his head. Go for it. The skinny dude grinned. Thanks, man. I'm Xiao Lu. What's your name, Shirley? Jiang Chen looked surprised. Jiang Chen. Xiao Lu, Jiang Chen, pleasure to meet you. Xiao Lu turned to the monkey steals peaches and his eyes lit up when he saw the description. Yes. 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 I didn't know the sect had such elegant martial arts, tailor-made for a gentleman like myself. Elegant? Gentleman? Jiang Chen stared and couldn't help but cringe. What a gentleman. Xiao Lu noticed Jiang Chen's glare and quickly snatched up the martial arts, looking super satisfied. Jiang Chen, I appreciate it. I wouldn't have picked a martial arts method for me so quickly without you. Xiao Lu, owe you one. If you ever need anything, let me know. Peace. Jiang Chen nodded. What a weirdo. After getting Jiang Chen's nod, Xiao Lu Chao turned around and left impatiently. Jiang Chen didn't give it another thought. He figured he'd leave the third floor as he was about to go, though, his eyes caught an old book. He got interested. Jiang Chen squatted down, he pulled a beat-up book from the bottom of the wooden cabinet. The cover read, Xuanhuan Ju. Asterisk star. Jiang Chen shook the book gently, dust flew everywhere. After wiping it down, Jiang Chen slowly opened the first page. Xuanhuan Ju, unranked technique, refines vital energy. Jiang Chen was surprised. It was an auxiliary technique, it could refine all kinds of energies in the body, but Jiang Chen was bummed. This Xuanhuan Ju was incomplete. Only the first 2 levels, which wouldn't do anything for Divine Sea Realm cultivators, totally useless, probably why it was unranked. Chapter 63 Dragon Elephant Heaven Suppressing Fist. You are listening at novelfull.audio. However, just as Jiang Chen was bummed out, the system chimed in, ding. Found a glitchy, high-quality support skill. Repairing the first 5 levels costs 1,000 chance points. Wanna enable the repair? Whoa. High-quality support skill. Jiang Chen's eyes widened a little, but instead of hitting the repair button, he turned and headed for the exit. Then, a voice called out. Jiang Chen, you spent forever on the 3rd floor and picked a crummy book from under the table? You've got some taste. Turning around, Jiang Chen saw Su Tian smirking at him. Su Tian made sure to speak loud enough for everyone to hear. Heads turned. Isn't that the gradeless Xuanhuan Ju? Why'd Jiang Chen pick that garbage? Yeah, I think that thing was on the 1st floor. Wonder who dragged it up here to prop up a table leg. Su Tian's grin widened, his eyes dripping with sarcasm. Jiang Chen just stared at him, stone-faced. Then, he turned and walked towards the 2nd floor. Hey! Su Tian sputtered, pissed that he was being ignored. He balled his fists, a low creak escaping his clenched hands. Remembering Jiang Chen's strength, though, he swallowed his next words. Humph. He turned back towards the shelves. Jiang Chen went straight down to the 1st floor. He scanned the room, but couldn't find Jiang Yu or the others. After a moment's thought, he walked over to Chen Tianxian. Hearing someone approach, Chen Tianxian slowly opened his eyes and glanced at Jiang Chen. Chosen your skill? Come register. And remember, keep it quiet. Got it, old Chen. Jiang Chen replied respectfully. Good. Chen Tianxian nodded, then focused on the book in Jiang Chen's hand. Wait, what? Chen Tianxuan's eyebrows shot up. You spent all that time and picked that? I thought it looked alright, Jiang Chen said. Chen Tianxian frowned. After a pause, he said, that might be useful in the body-forging realm, but you're in the Divine Sea realm now. It won't do you any good. Points are hard to come by for newbies. You're in the golden age of your training. Don't waste your time on that thing. Jiang Chen understood. The old guy was looking out for him, trying to keep him from wasting his time. Still, Jiang Chen had to have that skill. The system said it could be fixed, so it had to be something special. I get what you're saying, Mr. Chen. Don't worry, I won't waste my time on it, Jiang Chen said gently. Chen Tianxian sighed. Alright, just register and hand over 300 points. 300 points. Jiang Chen looked shocked. Mr. Chen, I heard them say that thing was originally on the first floor. Why am I paying 300 points? Ahem. Chen Tianxian cleared his throat. True, it was on the first floor. But you're taking it from the third floor now, so it's 300 points. A faint smile played on his lips. If you don't want it, you can choose something else. Jiang Chen knew what was going on, he smiled. Thanks for the offer, Mr. Chen, but I'll stick with this one. He handed over his identity token. Seeing Jiang Chen's mind was made up, Chen Tianxian didn't push it, he took the token. After seeing Jiang Chen's name, he said, Your name's Jiang Chen. Any relation to Jiang Yu? He's my older brother, Jiang Chen replied. Chen Tianxuan's eyes narrowed, he gave Jiang Chen a long look. So you're brothers. No wonder you have such discerning taste. Wait, what? Jiang Chen remembered Jiang Daoxin saying that his brother had picked some fragment. Now he was picking one too. No wonder Chen Tianxian looked so weird. After finishing the registration, Chen Tianxian handed the book back to Jiang Chen. Okay, remember to return it in 3 months. Now get out of here. Understood. Chen Tianxian leaned back in his chair, eyes half closed. Jiang Chen paused, then, he headed towards the resource pavilion. Jiang Daoxin had said he was going there soon. Jiang Chen was standing in front of the resource pavilion. It wasn't far from the skill pavilion, so it hadn't taken long. There were way more people here than in the skill pavilion, but before Jiang Chen could even go inside, he saw Jiang Yu and the others coming out. Jiang Daoxin spotted Jiang Chen, and the two hurried over. Little brother, we got a bunch of resources. See if there's anything you need, Jiang Daoxin said, holding out a storage bag. Jiang Chen waved it away. Keep it for now. We'll talk when we get back. Then, Jiang Chen went into the resource pavilion and spent his remaining points on a pile of medicinal herbs. Done, the three brothers headed back towards the dorms. Back at their cave, Jiang Chen handed all the herbs to Jiang Yu. After all, he was the one who could brew elixirs. In his hands, the herbs would actually be worth something. Boom! Back in his room, Jiang Chen summoned a system. Time to learn the Earth-level martial art, Dragon Elephant Sky-Suppressing Fist. Chapter 64, Understanding the Kung Fu, Forbidding the Nesting Doll. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After catching his breath, Jiang Chen immediately sat down, legs crossed, ding, star. Dragon Elephant Heaven Suppressing Fist is ready. Begin transmission, let's do it. Boom! As soon as he said that, a weird message flooded Jiang Chen's mind. Suddenly, everything went dark. When he opened his eyes, he was in a strange new place. Jiang Chen was used to this by now. It wasn't his first rodeo. Then, a voice echoed in his head, Dragon Elephant Heaven Suppressing Fist, low-grade Earth-level technique. Gather chi and blood to summon the might of countless dragon elephants. Master it completely, and you can move mountains, shatter the earth, and even part rivers with a flick of the wrist. Roar! As the voice faded, Jiang Chen heard a roar. A man in a white robe appeared before him. He stood with his back to Jiang Chen, slowly raising his arm and starting to throw punches. Roar! Each punch was accompanied by a dragon's roar, and the terrifying power spread like wildfire. Suddenly, Jiang Chen's perspective shifted. He was inside the man, experiencing the Dragon Elephant Heaven Suppressing Fist firsthand. Terrifying power gathered in his fists, and he could feel the energy and blood surging through the man's body. An incredible force exploded from both fists. Whoosh. Whoosh, star. Crack. Crack, star. The shadows of the punches flew, the ground cracked, and the air thundered. Smoke and dust billowed for thousands of feet. Boom. Star. This body seemed tireless, each punch more powerful than the last. After about half an hour, Jiang Chen opened his eyes, a look of pure joy on his face. Snap, crackle, pop, star. As he stood up, his bones popped and cracked. Boom, star. Roar. Following the memories in his head, Jiang Chen began practicing the Dragon Elephant Heaven Suppressing Fist. The terrifying power of blood surged. The cave echoed with roars. Good thing the soundproofing was on point, or he would have attracted unwanted attention. Phew. After a long exhale, Jiang Chen looked satisfied. He rested briefly, then pulled out the Xuanhuan Ju. System, start the repair. Ding, 1000 chance points deducted. Repairing the first 5 layers of Xuanhuan Ju. First layer repaired. Ding, star. First 5 layers of Xuanhuan Ju successfully repaired. Initiate transmission. Jiang Chen was surprised by this question. System, can you directly transmit skills I get from outside sources? The transmission function works for techniques and martial arts scanned by this system. Jiang Chen didn't hesitate. Start the transmission, ding, star. Xuanhuan Ju transmission starting. As the system spoke, a flood of information poured into Jiang Chen's mind. This time, he stayed in his body, following the information and starting to practice. As the Xuanhuan Ju began to circulate, he felt his body heat up slightly. All the energy in his body began to stir. The complex energy within him was being purified. His cultivation level hadn't changed, but his combat power had definitely increased. Boom, star. Suddenly, the energy and blood in his body surged wildly. His meridians were shrinking, becoming about a third smaller after some refinement. At the same time, under the Xuanhuan Ju's influence, the energy and blood were decreasing, but their color deepened to a darker red. He felt it clearly. The power contained in his body could now be gathered more easily. The original resistance had vanished. Before, he could only use 90% of his strength. Now, thanks to the Xuanhuan Ju, he could unleash the full 100%. This is one strange exercise. No wonder the system values it so highly. With this auxiliary exercise, I don't have to worry about impurities in my body anymore. He couldn't help but grin. System, if I give this technique to Big Bro and the others, can I get a critical hit reward? Ding, repaired skills cannot trigger critical strike rewards. The borrowing flowers to offer to Buddha method can only be used 5 times within 2 months. You've used it 4 times. Only 1 chance left. Borrowing flowers to offer to Buddha, passing something given to you on to someone else. Jiang Chen looked astonished. Crap. After a moment of silence, he cursed. He'd planned to exploit this loophole, but the system had shut him down. System, if I redeem something from the chance store and give it to others, does that count toward those 5 times? Ding, rest assured, host. The two are independent and don't affect each other. Jiang Chen felt much better. He pondered for a moment, then, he wrote down the first 5 layers of Xuanhuan Ju. System, you said there are 9 layers total. Why didn't you repair the rest? Ding, host's chance value is insufficient to repair the last 4 layers. Your current strength is also lacking. Even if Xuanhuan Ju was repaired to the 9th layer, you wouldn't be able to use it. Whatever. He just asked. Now the system was dissing him for being weak. Jiang Chen looked speechless. The night passed without him realizing it. Dong, 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 star. Early morning, 3 loud bells broke the silence. Everyone quickly left their caves. Boom, star. As they walked out, they overheard some veteran students talking. The sect issued the assembly order so early. Looks like the results of the secret exploration are in. Time to earn some more points. Enough talk. Let's head to the mission hall to see what's up. Good call. I can use this opportunity to finish this month's mission. Nearby, Jiang Chen saw Jiang Yu and Jiang Daoxin walking toward him. At the same time, Gu Xiao emerged from her cave. They all looked at each other and headed toward the mission hall. The atmosphere was getting more lively, and the crowd grew thicker as they approached. Disciples from both the outer and inner sects were there, except for the handyman disciples. Chapter 65 6th Prince Zhao Tiange. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the center of the square stood an old man in gray robes, commanding respect from the hushed crowd gathered around. Jiang Chen, fancy meeting you here. The voice came from behind Jiang Chen, who turned to see Lu Biao approaching with a group, his former dejection replaced by confident swagger. Jiang Chen glanced at him, a quick system check revealing Lu Biao's sudden breakthrough to the 6th level of the Divine Sea Realm. That explained the attitude shift. Lu Biao stopped close to Jiang Chen, glancing at the grey-robed elder before whispering, "Jiang Chen, I'll pay you back double for the humiliation you caused. This isn't over between us." He then flicked a glance at Gu Xiao before turning his attention back to Jiang Chen, a knowing smirk playing on his lips. Jiang Chen expected a confrontation, but instead, Lu Biao simply led his group away towards another part of the square, seemingly content with just a taunt. Still, Lu Biao's loaded smile left Jiang Chen uneasy. He glanced at Gu Xiao, the rumors of the Xianqing sect's 6th prince pursuing her suddenly making sense. Lu Biao was likely planning to exploit that. Soon, the square was packed. Quiet. The grey-robed old man's low roar hit everyone like a thunderclap, instantly silencing the crowd. A look of satisfaction crossed his face. Ahem. The old man in grey robes began calmly, "I, Yang Jingqi, 6th elder of the Xianqing sect, have gathered you here to discuss the Abyss Secret Realm." The words Abyss Secret Realm sent a ripple of excitement through the crowd. Once the noise died down, Yang Jingqi continued, "Our exploration has successfully located the entrance to the Abyss Secret Realm. We've reached an agreement with Luoyun's sect to send disciples to explore it. I'll be releasing some collection quests this time, giving you the chance to enter the secret realm, complete your monthly quota, and earn points." The disciples erupted in cheers. As outer disciples, they had to complete 3 tasks a month, for which the sect provided corresponding points, a win-win. Quiet. Yang Jingqi silenced them again. "Now, listen closely as I explain the details. The secret realm was a joint discovery. After testing, they determined it had an age restriction, only cultivators under 30 could enter. Furthermore, a suppression formation limited power levels. The first level capped strength at the peak of the body forging realm, the second level allowed for the peak strength of the Divine Sea Realm. Thus, the inner and outer disciples were being sent to explore the first level, while the core disciples would handle the second. After all, most outer disciples were still in the body forging realm, and even the inner disciples in the Divine Sea Realm weren't strong enough for the second level. Ahem. Once the information had sunk in, Yang Jingqi cleared his throat. "Alright, that's all for today. Go prepare, and meet me here tomorrow to enter the secret realm." He then shot into the air and flew toward the main peak, disappearing quickly. As Yang Jingqi left, the crowd broke into excited chatter. Jiang Yu, snapping out of his thoughts, couldn't help but smile. Nearby, Jiang Chen's eyes gleamed. Yang Jingqi had mentioned countless opportunities in the Abyss Secret Realm. With the system, this could be a goldmine. Jiang Daoxin, seeing their smiles, looked puzzled. Tap tap tap. Footsteps approached from Jiang Chen's left, accompanied by a smooth voice. "Xiao, I didn't believe it at first. You came to Xianqing sect, and didn't even tell me. I could have picked you up." Jiang Chen and the others turned to see a handsome man in golden robes approaching. In his early 20s, with sharp eyebrows and a tall frame, his black hair flowed freely over his shoulders. Gu Xiao frowned. Jiang Chen glanced at the man. Name, Zhao Tiange. Identity, 6th prince of the Tianlong dynasty. Cultivation, 1st level of the creation realm. Constitution, Qingfeng body. Bloodline, none. Jiang Chen shot a glance at Gu Xiao. He knew the 6th prince would show up eventually, but not this quickly. Nearby, Jiang Chen spotted Lu Biao, watching them with a smug look. However, Lu Biao didn't approach. After a moment, he followed a purple-robed man away with a respectful demeanor. Gu Xiao gave Zhao Tiange a cold look. "6th prince, you're too kind. I'm just a distant relative of the royal family. I wouldn't presume to trouble you." The Tianlong dynasty's royal family name was Zhao, and Gu Tianxiong was a prince with a different surname, a privilege earned through his strength and military achievements for the dynasty. Zhao Tiange's smile faltered at Gu Xiao's cool reception, but he quickly recovered. "Xiao, you're being too formal." He then turned to Jiang Chen. "You must be Jiang Chen. I heard you defeated Lu Biao. He's not much, but for a newcomer like you, that's quite an accomplishment. You've got talent. Zhao Tiange offered a hint of admiration, but his tone was laced with condescension. Chapter 66, Recruiting a General. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Facing Zhao Tiange's cocky attitude, Jiang Chen just glanced at him and said nothing. Zhao Tiange then turned his attention to Jiang Yu and Jiang Daoxin, sizing them up. A hint of satisfaction flickered in his eyes. He said smugly, "You guys probably know that joining the Xianqing Sex Union makes it way easier to get training resources, and it's a good safety net too." He paused for effect. Jiang Chen, noticing this, calmly asked, "What's on your mind, Sixth Prince?" Zhao Tiange grinned. "After checking you three out, I gotta say, you've got some serious potential. I'm interested in having you as my lieutenants." The crowd behind Zhao Tiange instantly buzzed with envy. Whispers rippled through the group. "No way, the Sixth Prince wants them as lieutenants. Talk about hitting the jackpot. Seriously. Last time, some powerhouse who was practically at the creation realm level wanted the gig, and the Sixth Prince turned him down. These three are set for life. With the Sixth Prince backing them, they can do whatever they want in the inner sect." The surrounding chatter widened. Zhao Tiange's grin, his eyes shone with pride. The truth was, not long ago, Zhao Tiange had heard whispers about Jiang Chen and Gu Xiao being more than just friends, which really ticked him off. But even with his royal connections, Zhao Tiange couldn't just off an inner disciple inside the sect. They might turn a blind eye to stuff elsewhere, but not if you kill your own. The consequences would be severe. He'd worked hard to build his power, and he wasn't about to throw it all away over some inner disciple. This was his team for the throne, after all. Plus, Gu Xiao was right there. Knowing her temper, she'd never let him hurt Jiang Chen, so, making Jiang Chen and the others his lieutenants was a win-win. With them under his thumb, he could do whatever he wanted, even use Jiang Chen to help him woo Gu Xiao. Of course, Zhao Tiange's interest in Gu Xiao wasn't just about her looks, it was mostly about getting Gu Tianxiong on his side. Gu Tianxiong was not only a key figure in the Tianlong dynasty, but also a top-tier fighter. Getting him in his corner would boost his chances of taking the throne to at least 70%. Add that to all the prep he'd done over the years, and it was practically a done deal. That's why Zhao Tiange was determined to win over Gu Xiao. Meanwhile, the faint smile on Jiang Chen's face vanished as Zhao Tiange finished speaking. Jiang Yu slowly looked up at Zhao Tiange, a strange glint in his eyes. Jiang Daoxin wasn't thrilled either, but seeing his older brothers staying quiet, he didn't want to pick a fight with Zhao Tiange. Gu Xiao frowned. "Sixth Prince, what's your angle here?" she asked sharply. Zhao Tiange replied, "Xiao, I'm looking out for them. As my lieutenant, Lu Biao would never dare mess with Jiang Chen and his buddies. Isn't that worth something?" He flashed a dazzling smile, but deep down, a cold glint flashed in his eyes. Then, Zhao Tiange turned his attention back to Jiang Chen and the others. Everyone else watched, too. They figured the Jiang brothers would jump at the chance. After all, the perks of being a lieutenant outweighed the downsides, but, to everyone's surprise, Jiang Chen calmly replied, "Thanks for the offer, Sixth Prince, but we three brothers are used to doing our own thing. We don't like answering to anyone." The crowd behind Zhao Tiange was stunned, their jaws on the floor. He turned him down. Just like that. Seriously? That's an opportunity most people would kill for, and he's just throwing it away. Exactly. If I were him, I'd be all over the Sixth Prince's offer. Zhao Tiange's smile faltered slightly at Jiang Chen's words. A hint of coldness flickered in his eyes, but he quickly recovered, forcing a smile back onto his face. "Since you're not interested, I respect that. But what about your brothers? It's their call, right?" He slowly turned to Jiang Yu. "Jiang Yu, you. Not interested." Jiang Yu cut him off coldly. Zhao Tiange nearly blew a gasket. He managed to keep his cool, but his fist clenched in his sleeve. Before Zhao Tiange could say anything else, Jiang Daoxin piped up, "Me neither. I just want to stick with my brothers, not be some lieutenant." He grabbed some food and started munching again, probably feeling a little hungry. he mumbled something between bites. Phew. Zhao Tiange took a deep breath, his smile back in place, as if nothing had happened. My bad, he said softly. Since you've made up your minds, I won't push it. Tap, tap, tap. Footsteps echoed in the air. The little maid hurried over to Gu Xiao. She bowed slightly and said, Princess Xiao, the seventh elder asked me to fetch you. She wants to have a word. The seventh elder? Gu Xiao knew who she was immediately. The seventh elder was old friends with her father. So her dad must be behind it. Seeing this, Jiang Chen seized the opportunity to say, well, if there's nothing else, we'll head out. Jiang Chen and his brothers nodded to Gu Xiao and walked towards their rooms. Gu Xiao followed the maid. Zhao Tiange watched them leave, his face unreadable, a heavy atmosphere hanging in the air. The others lowered their heads, afraid to speak. Chapter 67 Xinghai Society's Actions. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Phew. Zhao Tiange took a deep breath, finally relieved. Let's go, he said, his voice low and steady. He turned and headed towards Yuan Pavilion. Seeing Zhao Tiange's mood improve, a man in green hurried to catch up. He stepped closer and said respectfully, Sixth Prince, those punks are way too cocky. Should I send some guys to teach them a lesson? Zhao Tiange gently shook his head. No need, he said, his voice icy. Lu Biao's out for revenge. He's definitely not going to let what happened last time slide. Let Xinghai Hui deal with it first. A smirk crept across Zhao Tiange's face. Once those three brothers realize what the Xianqing sect is all about, he said, his voice thick with disdain, they'll understand what a dumb move it was to turn down my invitation. The man in green bobbed his head eagerly. The sixth prince is wise, he said, dripping with flattery. Yeah, the sixth prince is totally wise. The others chimed in. Meanwhile, Jiang Chen and the others walked along the path, soon reaching the dorm area, but as they got closer, something felt off. Sure enough, a crowd had gathered in front of their cave. The moment they spotted Jiang Chen and his friends, the crowd surged forward, surrounding them. Jiang Chen spotted Lu Biao among the group. Tap, tap, tap star. Lu Biao swaggered up to Jiang Chen, a sneer playing on his lips. Jiang Chen, you're finally back, he said smugly. I've been waiting for you. Before Jiang Chen could answer, a man in a white robe shouldered past Lu Biao. Lu Biao, you got your butt kicked by this chump. He scoffed, Jiang Chen's only at the first level of the Divine Sea realm. I thought he was some kinda superhero, but you went down like a chump. Lu Biao's smile vanished instantly. After regaining his composure, he glared at the man in white. Wang Qing, I don't want any trouble with you today, he growled. Don't forget what senior brother Duan said. If you screw up his plans, you'll be sorry. Humph. Wang Qing snorted at the mention of senior brother Duan. Although he was seething inside, he kept his mouth shut and turned his attention to Jiang Yu and the others. Wang Qing was also a member of Xinghai Hui. He and Lu Biao were constantly vying for the captain's position, so they were always at each other's throats. Now he had a chance to put Lu Biao down, but remembering his senior brother's instructions and Lu Biao's current attitude, he swallowed his pride. Meanwhile, more people noticed the commotion and gathered around, forming a bigger crowd. Jiang Chen frowned slightly, sizing up Lu Biao. What's this? Didn't I teach you a lesson last time? He asked, his voice laced with sarcasm. Now you're just lining up to give me points. Lu Biao's face turned dark. Just then, Jiang Yu spoke up calmly. If I remember correctly, the challenge period is over, so you guys can't just pick fights anymore. Ha ha ha. Wang Qing burst out laughing. He turned to Jiang Yu. We're here to challenge you for your cave, not to steal your points, he said with a sneer, so the rules don't apply. Within the Xianqing sect, point challenges had cultivation limits, meaning that high-level cultivators couldn't challenge low-level ones, but there was no limit to the cave challenges. Any outer or inner sect disciple could challenge another, regardless of their cultivation level. Of course, if you felt you were outmatched, you could always admit defeat and hand over the cave. Wang Qing looked Jiang Yu up and down. Assessing his first-level Divine Sea Realm strength, his eyes darted around. And a slight smile touched his lips. He turned to Lu Biao. "I'm not going to fight you today," he said, chuckling. "I'll leave Jiang Chen to you. I'll challenge his older brother. After all, they have about the same strength. Any objections to that? Unless, of course, you're afraid you can't handle him, and we need to swap opponents." Wang Qing's words were dripping with sarcasm. His goal was to provoke Lu Biao while avoiding a confrontation with Jiang Chen. While he was always trying to one-up Lu Biao, Wang Qing had to admit they were pretty evenly matched, but Lu Biao had been humiliated by Jiang Chen, and that scared Wang Qing. Although Wang Qing had improved recently, he didn't want to risk it. Ever since Lu Biao's defeat, Wang Qing had been gaining ground in their competition. He just wanted to play it safe now. This was all just for show. As Wang Qing spoke, Lu Biao visibly bristled. "Humph, no need," he snarled. "I'm here to wash away my own shame." Wang Qing's smile widened. Just then, a man with a frosty expression stepped forward. He glanced at Lu Biao and Wang Qing. "Play nice," he said coldly. "Senior brother Duan is waiting for news. The Xinghai Society's reputation is on the line, and can't be challenged." Lu Biao and Wang Qing immediately looked cowed. "We understand, brother," they stammered. "Good." The man nodded curtly. He cast a disdainful look at Jiang Chen and his friends. "I'm leaving this to you," he said. "I have other matters to attend to." "Don't worry, senior brother Chen, we've got this," Wang Qing said eagerly. Lu Biao nodded quickly in agreement. The cold man turned and left. Jiang Chen took the opportunity to study the man. He noticed that the man was a half-step into the creation realm and a core disciple. Within the Xianqing sect, there were two ways to become a core disciple. The first was to break through to the creation realm. The second was to pass a special assessment. This cold man was clearly the latter. Once the cold man was gone, Wang Qing took the lead. He stepped forward, facing Jiang Yu. "Are you going to accept my challenge, or are you just going to hand over the cave?" he asked, a sinister smile spreading across his face. The onlookers watched with anticipation, their eyes darting back and forth between the two. Chapter 68 Jiang Yu's Strength. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Tap, tap. Just like everyone expected, when Jiang Yu gave up resisting, he stepped forward to face Wang Qing. The crowd immediately got hyped up. He took the bait. Jiang Yu actually accepted Wang Qing's challenge. That's gutsy. Guess it runs in the family, like his brother Jiang Chen. But I wonder if he's got the skills to back it up. Wang Qing's a big shot in the Southern District's inner circle. He'll wipe the floor with Jiang Yu. Meanwhile, Wang Qing, initially surprised to see Jiang Yu walk out, grinned cruelly. He said, his voice low, "You've got guts, and a lot of confidence. Let's hope your strength matches your ego." The smile on Wang Qing's face faded, and his power surged, revealing his 6th-level Divine Sea Realm strength. Seeing this, the onlookers stepped back, giving them room to fight and avoid getting caught in the crossfire. Jiang Daoxin, sensing the other's power, looked worried. He turned to Jiang Chen. "Second brother, will big brother be okay?" Jiang Chen reassured him, "Don't worry, big brother's tougher than you think. Have some faith in him." That seemed to calm Jiang Daoxin down a little. Then, Jiang Yu's own power began to build, and everyone watched as he reached the 2nd level of the Divine Sea Realm. What? No way. Jiang Yu stronger than Jiang Chen? What's going on? These new kids are monsters. A bunch of them are already in the Divine Sea Realm. Tell me about it. The other districts are the same. Freshmen with Divine Sea Realm strength, some even have special abilities. Seeing Jiang Yu's strength, everyone was stunned and started buzzing with excitement. Huh? Wang Qing frowned, then smirked. 2nd level, huh? Not bad for a newbie. Too bad you ran into me today. Wang Qing charged at Jiang Yu. His eyes were cold. Seeing Wang Qing rush him, Jiang Yu pushed off his back foot and met him head-on. Their fists collided. What? Wang Qing's confident expression faltered, replaced by shock. How? What, your body? But before Wang Qing could finish, Jiang Yu's other fist connected. Wang Qing used the force of the blow to quickly create distance between them. It all happened in the blink of an eye. The first clash was over before anyone could process it. Whoa! The crowd erupted in disbelief. Even if Wang Qing was just testing the waters, Jiang Yu hadn't just held his own, he'd seemed to gain the upper hand. Li Biao watched, brows furrowed. He'd thought Jiang Chen was the powerhouse of the family. Turns out Jiang Yu was no pushover either, but Lu Biao quickly regained his composure. He knew Wang Qing's strength well. It was just a feeling out, it meant nothing, and right on cue, Wang Qing was back in motion. He charged at Jiang Yu, surrounded by pale yellow energy, creating a fierce wind. He raised his palm, and the wind around him intensified. That's the Huang-level Qing Feng palm. I can't believe Wang Qing's mastered it to the Xiaocheng level. Jiang Yu's in trouble now. Wang Qing's got 6th level strength plus that Qing Feng palm. He could take on 7th level monks. Seeing Wang Qing use Qing Feng palm, Lu Biao was surprised. As Wang Qing closed in, Jiang Yu channeled his true energy, wrapping his body. Both fists crackled with power. Tiange fist. Jiang Yu pushed off his back foot and rocketed toward Wang Qing. Purple gas erupted from his fists. He was using the yin-yang fist, a low-grade Xian-level art. It wasn't the highest quality, but it packed a punch, especially when combined with Jiang Yu's Canglong body, turning force into overwhelming power. The wind howled, creating a constant drone. Everyone watched as they collided again. Bang, bang. Ugh. The moment they connected, Wang Qing felt an immense force hit him. His pupils shrank, and he groaned, but Wang Qing recovered quickly. He channeled his energy, calmed his breath, and struck out with his palm. Paiyun palm. As Wang Qing shouted the name of the move, the wind swirled, concentrating on Wang Qing's palm, which hit Jiang Yu. Earthly evil fist. As Jiang Yu's second fist technique came out, a faint dark power surrounded him. Wang Qing, standing right next to Jiang Yu, could sense the change. The sinister energy made it hard to breathe. Damn, what kind of monster is this guy? His body's a tank, and he's using all these weird moves. How could a small family produce this? Despite his doubts, Wang Qing didn't let up. He poured energy into his attack, boosting its power. The attacks collided again. Instantly, a shockwave erupted, sending weaker onlookers reeling back, faces pale. But what happened next left everyone stunned. Chapter 69. You all come together. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Thump, thump, thump. Check it out. Wang Qing stumbled backward, face red, a trickle of blood escaping the corner of his mouth. His eyes were wide with shock. His energy was a mess. Cough. Wang Qing, Jiang Yu, you. Ugh. Before he could finish, his injuries gave way, and he spat out a mouthful of blood. What? No way. Witnessing this, the crowd gasped. Lu Biao looked utterly stunned. He instinctively took a couple of steps back. He knew Wang Qing's strength. Even with his level 6 Divine Sea Realm cultivation, defeating Wang Qing would be a long shot. Impossible. Even Lu Biao and Wang Qing weren't exactly buddies, but he had to admit it. Wang Qing was strong, probably unmatched among the inner disciples in the southern zone. Of course, that's because some of the really talented inner disciples had already advanced to the creation realm and become core disciples. Others went straight into challenges. And those content being the big fish in the small pond didn't want to leave the inner circle, so they stayed put. Silence fell. Everyone stared at the three Jiang brothers, fear in their eyes. Nobody dared to crack jokes now. Even Wang Qing had been taken down. Lu Biao stepping in would be pointless, especially after he got schooled last time. Sure, he'd been improving, but his odds of winning still weren't great. Plus, besides Jiang Chen, there was Jiang Yu. The guy was a beast that Lu Biao couldn't even dream of touching. Meanwhile, Jiang Daoxin saw his big brother kick butt, and the worry melted away. A small smile crept across his face. Across the way, Jiang Yu gave Wang Qing a cold look. Then, he turned his attention to Lu Biao. He said flatly, let's not waste time. You two can come at me together. One at a time is dragging. Whoa! Jiang Yu's words set off a firestorm. The crowd went wild, staring at Jiang Yu in disbelief. Did I hear that right? He wants to take on Wang Qing and Lu Biao at once. Talk about cocky. Yeah, Jiang Yu's letting it get to his head. This is gonna be good. Heh, no matter how this ends, when word gets around, the Xinghai club is gonna look like a bunch of chumps. Listening to the crowd, Lu Biao and Wang Qing looked even worse. They were stuck between a rock and a hard place. They would need to team up to stand a chance against Jiang Yu, but ganging up on a newcomer would make them the laughingstock of the whole academy. After all, two older students teaming up to take down a fresh face would be humiliating. Nearby, south of the dorms, three figures stood high in a tree, watching Jiang Chen and the others, surprise in their eyes. At the front stood a man in black. He had a strong face and tan skin. His eyes were like stars in the night sky. He radiated power, and the others around him looked up to him. Next to him was Long Outyan, who had talked to Jiang Chen and the others earlier. After a moment, the man in black spoke. Outyan, you've got an eye for talent. I haven't seen Jiang Chen in action, so I can't say, but Jiang Yu is something else. Long Outyan grinned. President, if we could get Jiang Chen and his brothers into the Xian Association, it would be a huge boost. The man in black was Duan Feng, the president of the Xian Association. Duan Feng nodded in agreement. That's what I was thinking. I was going to offer to help them out with this mess and invite them to join the association. But it looks like they've got it covered and can handle things on their own. The others behind Duan Feng looked shocked. One of them blurted out, President, you think Jiang Yu can take on both of them? Everyone turned to Duan Feng. Duan Feng nodded slightly. Don't underestimate Jiang Yu. He was holding back against Wang Qing. Lu Biao and Wang Qing are in for a world of hurt. What a shame. Huh. The shocked onlookers were curious about Duan Feng's unfinished sentence. Doubt flashed across their faces. Long Outyan asked softly, a shame? What do you mean, President? Duan Feng looked away. He murmured, guys this talented don't like playing second fiddle. The odds of getting them into the club are slim to none. Especially since you were the one who invited them in the first place. A thoughtful look crossed Long Outyan's face. He nodded slowly, then he said, President, we have to try. And there are no restrictions to them joining the Xian club. I think Jiang Chen and the others might be interested. Duan Feng, all right. I'll leave it to you. If you run into a wall, let me know. Otherwise, you're in charge. Long Outyan, got it, President. Back at the fight, Jiang Yu frowned at Wang Qing and Lu Biao. He said harshly, what, didn't you hear me? Either fight or step aside. Jiang Yu's indifference set Wang Qing off. He felt insulted, and his power surged. Wang Qing, Jiang Yu, don't get too big for your britches. I'm gonna teach you some respect today. He turned to Lu Biao. Since that's how he wants it, let's not hold back. We'll take him down together. Lu Biao understood. He stepped forward, standing next to Wang Qing, and glared at Jiang Yu. Seeing that they were really going to team up, the others shut their mouths. Jiang Daoxin was furious. Jiang Daoxin, second brother, this is bogus. Let's jump in and kick their butts. Jiang Chen patted him on the shoulder. He said softly, relax. Trust in your big brother. Just watch. Seeing Jiang Chen's confidence, Jiang Daoxin calmed down, though he was still a little worried, but he still managed to control his emotions. Chapter 70 Senior Brother Yang Yi. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wang Qing and Lu Biao locked eyes, then charged Jiang Yu at the same time. Everyone watched with bated breath. Before they could even get close, Jiang Yu exploded forward, his legs pumping so hard he broke the sound barrier. Thunder Fist. Lu Biao roared. His arm crackled with purple energy, the sharp sound echoing. Wang Qing, ignoring the pain, swung a fist at Jiang Yu too. They were both beyond mad, unleashing everything they had. The sheer force of their combined attack made everyone's skin crawl, but as they came at him, Jiang Yu's whole body shimmered with a pale yellow light. He started throwing punches at an unbelievable speed, meeting Wang Qing's attack head-on. The sound was deafening. Watching them go at it, people's jaws dropped. Facing both of them at once, Jiang Yu wasn't just holding his own, he was actually pushing them back. The guy's blinding speed was mind-blowing. What kind of boxing is that? It's crazy fast, and the power is insane. Yeah, judging from this, that technique is at least Xian level. Meanwhile, Jiang Daoxin watched Jiang Yu's relentless attacks. Hey, is Big Brother using afterimage fist? Did we underestimate it? Is it really this strong? He whispered. Jiang Chen turned to him. Didn't he give you that book a while back? You haven't even practiced it. Jiang Daoxin sheepishly scratched his head. I just felt like it was too light, not really my style, so I kinda skipped it. Too light? Jiang Chen didn't even know what to say. Then, his eyes lit up. Because of his build, Daoxin's always eating to bulk up. He's way stronger than most people. If he paired that with the dragon elephant sky-suppressing fist, he'd be unstoppable. A smile crept across Jiang Chen's face. Hey, what's up with you? Jiang Daoxin asked. Jiang Chen snapped back to attention and shook his head slightly. Just had an idea. I'll tell you after Big Brother's done. Let's just watch for now. Got it. Jiang Daoxin turned his attention back to the fight. They'd been going at it for a while, and nobody dared to even breathe. As time wore on, Wang Qing started to crack. Jiang Yu's constant barrage was pushing him back. Damn it. Wang Qing was getting hammered, and Li Biao wasn't doing much better. Suddenly, Jiang Yu's energy spiked, and his eyes turned cold. Tianlong fist. He roared. Jiang Yu unleashed a lightning-fast punch straight at Wang Qing's chest. You wouldn't dare, *thwack, star. Wang Qing didn't even finish the sentence. Jiang Yu's fist slammed into him, and blood spurted from his mouth, *thud, star. He went flying backwards, crashing to the ground. Crap, Lu Biao exclaimed, seeing Wang Qing go down. Lu Biao panicked. They couldn't beat Jiang Yu together. Now that Wang Qing was hurt, he had no chance alone. But before he could react, Jiang Yu spun around and charged him. Even before he arrived, the oppressive pressure was intense. Looking at Jiang Yu bearing down on him, Lu Biao knew it was too late to run. He frantically channeled his internal energy, bracing himself with his hands, *thwack, star. Crack, star. Jiang Yu's fist landed, and bones shattered instantly. Lu Biao screamed in agony. He felt his insides getting pulverized, coughing up blood non-stop, looking utterly pathetic. He was a broken man, fear etched in his eyes, scrambling backwards, but he was way too slow to outrun Jiang Yu. In moments, Jiang Yu was on top of him, another fist rocketing toward his chest. How dare you? A cold voice echoed through the air. Lu Biao's eyes lit up with relief, the fear vanishing. Bro, help me. He cried. Just as Jiang Yu was about to land the blow, a man in black robes appeared in front of him. The black-robed man sneered at Jiang Yu. He raised his own fist to meet the attack, *boom, star. *thump, star. The black-robed man stood firm, but Jiang Yu was thrown back dozens of feet before he could stop. He wobbled, but he wasn't seriously hurt. The black-robed man was the icy guy who'd left earlier. Huh? You okay? The black-robed man's eyes widened in surprise. Lu Biao saw him and blurted out, Bro Yang Yi, this guy is way too strong, you gotta. Shut it. The black-robed man cut him off. His name was Yang Yi. Yang Yi's glare silenced Lu Biao instantly. Meanwhile, seeing Yang Yi appear, Jiang Chen hurried over to Jiang Yu, with Jiang Daoxin right behind him. The three brothers stood together, facing Yang Yi. The crowd watched in shocked anticipation. Even the senior disciples were getting involved now. This was getting out of hand. Ahem. Jiang Yu coughed, the backlash taking its toll. His face was pale.